This and every Monday, 8:30 to 10 p.m. Join host Stephen Semanas and the NRP candidates as they amplify your voice.
Good evening, I'm your host Stephen Semanas, and you're listening from 8:30 to 10 p.m. Your Voice with the NRP. The Nevis Reformation Party is the oldest and most transformative party in the history of Nevis. Tonight is a very special night. The soothing music which came ahead of the intro, beautifully moonlit night, and of course, judging by my shirt, we're pretty close to Christmas. A matter of days, and we've got a very special program lined up for you. Already in studio is number one, J.D. Keynes. But you'll be hearing from all our candidates spread out across the island. They're going to share reflections of 2020. They look forward to 2021, or rather 2022. The calendar slips over in a couple of days. And of course, we're looking for your interaction, whether you're at home or in the diaspora or in other Caribbean islands. Let them know about your pains and frustrations in 2021 and your expectations for what should be an election year in 2022. 2021 has been a very brutal year. 28 persons lost their lives due to COVID, 5 on Nevis. But there was an endless stream of deaths across the country. Even this week, in my parish of St. George, there's a funeral tomorrow, another on Wednesday. As I've said, it has been brutal. For all those who were lost and all those who suffered loss, our hearts go out to you. We lost many NRP stalwarts, among them Arthur Evelyn. And at his funeral at Grove Park on August 23rd, Gramps Morgan did a very special and customized song in tribute to him. I regard it as the greatest song in this COVID environment. Let's listen to a bit of Gramps Morgan, People Like You, dedicated to all those who suffered tremendously in 2021.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way.
Gramps Morgan doing a wonderful song, People Like You. And of course, Gramps Morgan is up for Reggae Album of the Year at the Grammys. Now, in addition to hearing from your candidates, and each will be allotted approximately 15 minutes, they are in very generous mood tonight. So there will be giveaways. Hams, turkey, chicken, soft drinks, or cases of drinks. I'm not sure if it's soft or hard. You'll find out as we go along. So get your pen, get your paper. They'll be testing your knowledge about the candidates themselves and also about the history of this great party. As I said earlier, we already have in studio number one, and the next representative for the great constituency of St. Paul's, Charlestown, J.D. Keynes. J.D., you're always first out of the blocks.
And let's hope that that's exactly how it's going to be on election day. The plan really and truly is to start counting from number one. Like I told you, and I keep saying it's number one in number one. So let's count number one, box number one early for the NRP, because I have a feeling that we are going to regain that seat in Charlestown. Good evening, everyone, and happy holidays to one and all. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's edition of Your Voice with the NRP, and many of you have been tuning in since we started a few weeks ago, and I'm so appreciative of that. This show will continue, and we want to hear from you. And so whether it is through this platform or through the house-to-house visits, the meetings on the street, whatever it is, we want to hear from you so that we can help to amplify your voice. And let me go across and say an extra special good evening to all the residents of Nevis 1 St. Paul, whether you are from Bath Road, Cedar Trees, or the Charlestown and the surrounding areas, or up in Government Road, Quadic Road, Lower Stony Grove, wherever. A special good evening to you. I also note that we have quite a few returning nationals on island, so I say a special good evening to them as well. Welcome home. It's great to have you. And persons who may be visiting for the festive season, thank you so much for making Nevis your choice. Mr. Manners, I look forward to an exciting show this evening.
Well, actually, this is your quarter, and we know you're an old hand at this, so we are giving you the opportunity to lead off, to say what you have to say to the people. And, of course, you've got a question that you're going to pop to them sometime later.
Yes.
And we expect many calls tonight. We want definitely to have an interactive session.
Yes.
Christmas, as you know, is a season of sharing and giving, and we're in that sort of mood tonight. So, JD, it's over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Manners. We've been up to quite a bit in the Nevis Reformation Party. Just this last Saturday, we hosted a family Christmas party over at our headquarters, which is located at Nelson Spring, and that was well attended. We had children, we had their parents, we had grandparents, aunts, uncles, godparents. It was so nice to have that family atmosphere. We didn't want to just cater to a specific group of persons. We said, let us throw it out to the entire family. And we were so happy to see persons coming from across the island, from each constituency, to be part of that activity. And we know that it's not a walk away for persons who may live in Charlestown or St. James. You have to actually drive there, unless you live in St. Thomas. And so it was so refreshing to see that persons really came out in their numbers, and that was last Saturday. And so we want to say thank you for attending, and we want to say thank you so much to our volunteers, the contributors, everybody who would have helped to make last Saturday's event a success. We've seen a string of Christmas tree lighting ceremonies around the island, and of course I've had the opportunity to attend a few. I don't quite like, though, that we have so many of them on the same evening, because persons tend to want to attend as many of these tree lighting ceremonies, especially persons with small children, and so that's something that I like to attend. But I was fortunate enough to attend 3 in my constituency. We had, of course, the one in Charlestown signaling the official start, even though we had one in Bath already, the official start of the Christmas tree lighting ceremonies. Then we had one in Stony Grove. I attended that one as well. And then up in Government Road / Hamilton, I attended that one, and I was a little bit more involved in that one. And I just want to say thanks so much to the volunteers, the community persons who would have made these tree lighting ceremonies a success, because for the most part, they are put on by the communities, the community groups, and just general well-wishers of the community. And so I want to commend those persons who would have done that. Well, we continue to dialogue with persons in our constituencies. All 5 of our candidates have been doing that. We've been doing it even before we became political candidates, because that's the nature of the persons whom the NRP would have put forward as candidates. And so we continue to dialogue with our residents, whether through house-to-house visits or just telephone conversations when we meet them on the street, whatever it is. And we continue to hear your concerns, and we are trying our very best to address as many of them as possible. Now, we realize that here in Nevis, persons aren't always able or always willing to speak up and amplify their voices for various reasons, and we understand and appreciate what your reasons are. We respect that, rather, whatever your reasons may be. And so we are grateful that you still find time to share them with us, even in a private setting, and we will continue to work towards addressing your needs and your concerns and bringing some of your wonderful ideas to fruition when we get into government. Rohan Isles and I have been co-hosting a program dubbed Speak Up right here on the Eastern Caribbean's Powerhouse Von Radio. That has been going well. We hope to have another episode this Thursday. Now, last week, Thursday, I wasn't able to participate because I was in Government Road at the Christmas tree lighting ceremony there. And the idea was for me to call in at the start of the program and dialogue a bit with Rohan. However, technology failed me because for a good portion of Thursday night, I was knocked off of the system, and so I could only make calls via the app, WhatsApp. And that would only happen if you're on Wi-Fi, because the mobile data would not be active because you're no longer on the network. So luckily I was able to get it sorted, and I never doubted that Rohan Isles would be able to carry the show in my absence. Now let's turn our attention to something that happened yesterday, Mr. Manners, if we may. We saw the opening of the Pinnis Park, now the Malcolm Guichard Recreational Park over there in Pinnis. And I want to say from the outset that I am happy for Mrs. Yvonne Guichard and her family that they were able to see finally something being named in honor of their loved one, a man who many of us know. I knew him because one of his sons was my classmate, one of my good friends, and so I knew him quite well. And persons adored him, and it's good to see that after some time that finally he has been honored, and I'm so happy that Mrs. Guichard was able to be part of it. It's always nice when we can honor people when they're alive, but in this case it was done posthumously, and I am happy that it was done in honor of the late Malcolm Guichard. I want to commend the Taiwanese government for its massive, its significant injection into this project. The Taiwanese government would have contributed significant funds. I mean, the majority of the project was really funded by the Taiwanese government, and I think it speaks to our strong ties with the Taiwanese government that have existed for more than 30 years. In fact, I do believe there's so much more that we can gain from this partnership with the Taiwanese government, and I am hoping that we capitalize on this, because I've been fortunate to visit Taiwan, and I realize the level of development that Taiwan has, especially when it comes to information technology. And I believe that that is something that we here in Nevis and St. Kitts by extension can benefit from. And so I am hoping that we can really capitalize on some more on this partnership. But nonetheless, I say thank you so much to the Republic of China on Taiwan for its injection in our economy and providing, helping us to get this park. I also want to encourage Nevisians to not only visit the Malcolm Guichard Recreational Park, but take care of it. This park is not a CCM park. This park is not a NRP park or an anti-CCM park. This park is for the people of Nevis. It was gifted to the people of Nevis, and so the onus is on us here in Nevis to take care of this park. Let us respect it, let us cherish it, let us ensure that it is around for a long time. And I am hoping that some more opportunities can be created from this park. We can generate a bit more employment opportunities, because ultimately at the end of the day, I want to know that our people are able to feed themselves and their families. And so if we take care of it, and if we put our heads together, be creative, we can come up with ideas as to how we can create additional employment for our people. So to everyone, let us take care of the park, let us visit the park, let us make sure that it is around for our children. And I say thank you so much to everyone who would have been instrumental in getting the park to where it is. There are certain things that, because it's the festive spirit, I won't get into, and you'll hear much more about it, but I just wanted to talk about that. Mr. Manners, I don't know if my 15 minutes have expired as yet.
Well, actually, you've got another 5 minutes. Of
Okay.
course, you've got to get your question
Questioning,
as well.
yes.
I can give you a little bonus time as well. But I must join you in commending those involved in bringing the park to Nevis. Yvonne was very thrilled. I could see her leaning over with tears in her eyes. It was a very proud moment for the Gishard family, and I applaud them all.
Yes.
I visited the center today, and I must say the main edifice is very well done, very well laid out. And what caught my eye was the sixth form students who manned the center today. The ambassador had indicated that because of travel and
Yes.
all of that, they had trained Nevis sixth form students, and it was an absolute treat. Very charming young men and women manning the center, explaining goods and products which were manufactured in the Far East, in Asia, in Taiwan.
Yes.
And what I felt was that we could get to a place where the Taiwanese, because like you have visited Taiwan, could help us to make quantum leaps in terms of technology.
Yes. Yes.
Those students there are deserving of a future, which includes being in high tech. They're so brilliant,
Yes.
so brilliant in what they did, and so charming.
Yes.
So I want to give plaudits to everyone involved. Of course, it rained like crazy yesterday, and it was a soggy affair. But I'm inviting everyone to go and visit the center as well.
Yes.
Well, JD, I don't want to take too much of your time. I know you've got a question to
yes. We have a
and
lot.
you can win. What can they win from you if you...
Okay, so people tell me I'm the most boring person around Christmas time because I don't eat ham, I don't eat turkey, I don't drink alcohol, so they say I'm a little bit boring around the Christmas time. But if you know me, I'm loads of fun without the injection of all these other things. So for me, your giveaway will be a case of drinks. I'm not going to tell you what kind of drinks. Come and be surprised, and you can collect them from NRP's headquarters. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Yes. You can collect them from our party
noon.
Headquarters. Yes, from 12 noon. Okay. So a case of drinks. So this is my question. A very, very easy question. And in order to win, you have to call 869-469-1616. 869-469-1700. So I am following the Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So I know some persons are there, but you have to call in order to qualify as the winner for this prize, okay?
And JD, the winner must be from your constituency, right?
Oh yes, the winner for this the winner for this should be from St. Paul's. So let's hope that we get a winner from St. Paul's. All right, are you guys ready? We're in the festive mood, and so we are giving away some small trinkets courtesy the Nevis Reformation Party. So my question is, drum roll. All right, can you tell us the date? So what is the date that the current candidate for NRP St. Paul was launched? When was the current candidate for NRP St. Paul launched? That is the question. The numbers to call are 869-469. Oh my goodness. Someone is on the line. Let's hear it. Oh, we lost that caller. We lost that caller. The numbers are 869-469-1616. 869-469-1700. The question is, on what date was the current candidate for NRP St. Paul launched? And we are looking for a member from the St. Paul's constituency to answer this question. And so while we wait for the call, or the calls rather, we go a little bit further. Mr. Manners, I didn't get to weigh in on the budget because I wasn't the speaker that night. However, I just wanted to say, though, that even though Rohan and I got an opportunity to talk about certain aspects of it, I want the people of Nevis to get a copy of the 2022 budget and really go through it for yourselves. I know that sometimes we get turned off by reading. Some persons don't like to read, and so maybe it may be wise for you to play it back, play back the recording and listen. But I need our people to get to a point of deciphering things for themselves. You can do your own calculations to see if, as Dr. Bartley likes to say, the math is mathing. So I need our people to do that. But I really expected, and I really would have liked to see some mention in there about how we are going to provide houses that are actually affordable. Because we are in a situation right now where, yes, we have housing developments popping up left, right, and center on the eve of an election. But the problem is, many of them, they are dubbed affordable homes, but they are not truly affordable. We have persons who are making, let's say, $2,000 per month, being offered a mortgage of $1,700 per month, and they have children. So it's really difficult. And so I would have really liked to see that being addressed. Notwithstanding, I can assure you that under the Nevis Reformation Party-led NIA, that is one of the things that will be addressed. I also would have liked to hear about how we plan to bridge this digital divide when it comes to access to education, because right now we are maneuvering between in-person instruction and online instruction, but we are realizing that quite a few of our children are still unable to access the online education, online instruction, and that is putting them at a grave disadvantage. And so I would have really loved to hear that, and I would have offered a suggestion earlier that we need to tap into a bit more our resources when it comes to the Republic of China on Taiwan. So let me remind you of the question: on what date was the current candidate, that's me, for the Nevis Reformation Party launched? On what date was I launched as the NRP's candidate for St. Paul? That question is not that hard. I know we had a caller earlier, but we lost that person. And so if you're from St. Paul, call in. You can put your children to call in if you don't want to call in, but call in. We want to hear from you. Let's get a winner. And you are getting a case of drinks. Okay, we have a caller. Good evening. You might want to turn your radio down.
I apologize. The date is April 10th, 2021.
April 10th, 2021, and that is correct. Congratulations. You've won yourself a case of drinks, courtesy yours truly and the Nevis Reformation Party. Let's verify, or I should have asked this at the start, that you are a resident of St. Paul. Are you, in fact?
I am a resident of St. Paul.
Okay, and can I have your name? And for some reason, I'm thinking that I know this voice. Can I have your name, please?
My name is Jean King.
Oh my God, Mommy's on the line.
I knew it. And coming on to the end, I said, but wait, this voice sounds like a voice I'm familiar with. Well, Miss Keynes, Jean.
Yeah, Mommy.
I know she's going to pitch me for this later. Congratulations, you've won yourself a case of drinks, courtesy the Nevis Reformation Party, and you can collect from the NRP headquarters tomorrow from 12. Congratulations, and have a wonderful evening, and kiss my daughter for me.
Mommy, before you go, just share with us a little bit more information. Where was the launch held?
The launch was held at the Villa Grounds in Charlestown.
And what day of the week was it?
It was on a Saturday.
It was on a Saturday. Mommy always knows best. Thank you so much for being our first winner. And JD, the time has moved up almost to... Hi, thank you. Thank you very much for being our first caller. JD, you're staying with us, of course, throughout the evening, but we're going to move up to the parish of and constituency of St. John's.
Yes.
Dr. Patricia Bartlett, we're awaiting your call. Join us, please. Wow, Mommy's taking a great interest in your campaign.
She is. I can't complain. I've had lots of support from both parents. They've been truly amazing. Same goes for all of my siblings, my 3 sisters and 3 brothers. I've had lots and lots of support, and I think my daughter is my biggest fan. Lots of family support, all of my aunts and uncles. It's really been refreshing, and I need that. And I have a lot of prayer warriors on my side as well, and I can't forget you guys. So thank you guys so much. So remember, we said we are doing giveaways. We now have Dr. Patricia Bartlett, and she's going to do her giveaway as well as chat with us a little bit. Good evening, Doc.
Hi, good evening, JD.
Good evening, Doc.
Good evening, Steve.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well.
You're coming through loud and clear. What have you got for us?
I just want to greet all of the people. I mean, all, not just the people of St. John's. I want to greet all the people in the entire Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. But, of course, particularly the people in Brown Hill and the other people in St. John's. I want to say a special, special Merry Christmas to all. Steve, I wanted to say thanks to all of the people who would have helped me in any way, whatever capacity I would have served in throughout this year. You know, I was launched in May after JD, after the first, you know, the person one in number one. I was one in number two. So I was launched in May of 2021. And all of the love and the encouragement that I've gotten since then has really been tremendous. So I really just want to take the time out to say thank you. Thanks to all of those people also who would have assisted me in the various endeavors that I have been undertaking, especially the food aid initiative that we have to help struggling single mothers and their dependent children, of course. So I want to say thanks to people like Hazel in New York, Camilla Chapman, Felix Daniel, Keith Claxton, and then my cousin Kelvin Claxton, who is someplace in Boston, Carlisle Powell and friends, some anonymous friends that through Carlisle would help out with that as well. Then there's Earl Hendrickson, and he's from Brown Hill. He's living in California. Good night, Earl. Stephen Hector, Barbara Hartman, and of course the entire St. John's constituency group. They've really, really come through, and they've really helped, you know, for us to be able to, in the days when people were really struggling, particularly single mothers, during the pandemic, they really came through, and we really were able to help a few people. Maybe not as much as we would have liked to, because of course everyone, you know, has a different story, and things have been a little limited as it relates to financial resources. But we have done the best that we could under the circumstances, and like I said, I really need to thank these people. Of course, we must recognize that this is a sustained effort, and the pandemic has been really prolonged and protracted, if I may say. And so we're grateful for all the help that we've gotten, but that, I think, brings us to the point that I want to make tonight. If there are people out there who are expecting a ham or turkey this year, you know you don't really need it. Just call me and donate a ham or turkey or chicken to someone who is more needy than yourself. Don't look for the usual kind of Christmas gift that you normally would get from NRP, because it was a time when everybody would get it. But this year, with the financial resources that we have, since we have been doing so much for such a long period of time, we need to really focus on the people who really need it the most. And so I would encourage anyone out there, don't look to get this year if you don't really need it. Look to give. And you can always call me and we can arrange to pick up. And so you can bless someone else for this Christmas. So if you're in that category, Steve, I know you are a very generous guy. Call me in the morning.
Okay.
Because, well, I have this turkey or ham to give away tonight. But, you know, for the other people who may not get onto the list because the list has been scaled down for this year, at least it would help me to put at least one extra person on that list. So I've been working throughout the year since my launch. I have an ex-roommate, a college roommate, who really has, she's not from Nevis, she's from St. Kitts. And from the time I told her that I was going to enter, she's like, okay, I will support you. You know, not because she's taking a side, but because she knows of the kind of good that we can do once we collaborate. And so she has helped me when there were kids around who didn't have smart devices to do online schooling. She was generous enough to help me to obtain some tablets and some laptops. So we were able to do that. I'm hoping the number was limited. We were only able to help 5 families last time around. But I'm hoping going into the new year, we'll be able to expand on that and be able to help at least 10 families this time around. So if there are people out there who have tablets, who you get a tablet for Christmas, and you know that you already have a tablet, and it's not necessarily an upgrade, please remember us. Remember that there are needy children here in Nevis. So my number I would share at the end. And we all know that we're looking forward to an election year. So I just want to warn our people, don't sell yourself short. This is Christmas. Don't let anybody give you a ham and think that you're beholden to them just because they gave you a ham or a turkey. We would be giving ham, turkey, chicken to people who need, irrespective of who we think that you vote for. As a matter of fact, I don't know who votes for who, and I don't care about who votes for who. As long as there's a need and we recognize who these individuals are, then with the help of the community, of course, we are going to make sure that these people are blessed. But like I said, don't let anybody start driving you from Norway. I'm hearing of all kind of parties and all kind of things. You know, don't let people treat you and then think that they have you in their back pocket. Let us be smart. I know, JD, I don't want to cut in too much of your time, so I want to just want to say one more thing. I promised my skaters that we would, my roller skaters, that we would do something this week, but it seems like there's so much going on, we won't be able to do that get-together that we would like to have this week. So we're going to try and do it next week. But I'll keep them posted. So for all of the mothers or the families who are looking forward to that, just know that we'll try and do that next week. So without waiting around, get the ham and the turkey ready, because this question, Steve, I think I've submitted the question to you.
Yes, you did. You want to ask it yourself?
No. Jerry do that. Jerry's good at that. I don't start the line. Let Jerry
you're nominated to ask Dr. Patricia Bartlett's question.
Okay,
for
so
turkey or ham?
Okay, so let me ask. Can the person with the answer call in while Dr. Bartlett is still on the line? Technician, can we do that? Can we facilitate that? Okay, yes, I'm being told that we can. All right, drum roll. All right, this is time for the question from constituency number 2, and you have to be from constituency number 2 in order to win this prize. Okay, that's what I'm told. All right, so this is the question. Name 2 ongoing community activities that Dr. Patricia Bartlett is involved with in the St. John's constituency. Name 2 ongoing community activities that Dr. Patricia Bartlett is involved with in the St. John's constituency. Come on, we have a caller.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Let me ask first, are you from St. John?
Yes.
Okay, good. Go right ahead.
What did you say again? What's the question?
Name 2 ongoing community activities that Dr. Patricia Bartlett is involved with in the St. John's constituency.
Visiting the community.
Repeat that one. Repeat that one.
Of the needy.
You repeat the first one.
Take care of the needy in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And visit the less fortunate.
Okay. Okay.
Well, we
Dr.
should ask
Bartlett?
Dr. Bartlett if she's satisfied with that, or we want to try another caller.
Dr. Bartlett, are you still there? It seems Dr. Bartlett is not on the line. Dr. Bartlett, Dr. Bartlett, are you there?
I'm still here, JD.
Did you hear the response?
I heard the response, but I would really like for her to try again.
Okay.
Try again, okay.
Because she got at least one.
Yes.
But I just spoke about what we were doing in the community, and that is an ongoing. What I spoke about that I was involved in,
yes,
those are ongoing things. So that was like a hint,
Yes. Okay, so caller, do you want to give it another go?
I know. I have to call back in.
You're going to call back? Okay, but you were close. Thank you very much for calling.
Okay,
I want to try it while I'm on the line.
You want to try it while you're on? Go ahead.
Yeah.
So let me repeat the question. Name 2 ongoing community activities that Dr. Patricia Bartlett is involved with in the St. John's constituency.
Visit the hospital.
Okay, that one isn't one. I'm sorry. but you had at least one correct. So we'll take another call, and if that person doesn't have the answer, perhaps you can try again, okay?
Okay, thank you.
But thank you for participating.
Okay, thank you,
You're
caller.
welcome. Thanks.
But Dr. Bartlett, you've still got some more time while we await callers. I know you weren't able to weigh in on the budget on our program, and I know on an earlier program you thought that figures presented by the NIA were a bit sketchy for 2021 as we head towards the end of the year. Did you get answers of satisfaction?
Well, of course, you know that we didn't really get any answers because as some people would have alluded to, it was really just a cut and paste budget. Most of the things, as a matter of fact, when I sat there and I listened to the premiere going on, I was able to follow him word for word. You know, I was able to, except for maybe the changing of a few numbers here and there, you know, just to scale on whatever they're doing. But I was not pleased with the budget. I did have an opportunity to say something brief about it. Well, I think I wrote something brief about it. But no, I'm not satisfied with that. I was more...
Okay, hold it there, Doc. We think we've got another caller who want to try to answer your question and take home a turkey or ham. Good evening, caller.
Dr. Bartlett.
Turn down your radio. Turn down your radio, caller.
Dr. Bartlett is a part of the Brownhill management team and the roller skaters.
Dr. Bartlett?
That is close. So he got the roller skating. He should have been a part of the management team, but I wanted something more specific about the activity. At least one activity that the group is involved with. I don't want you to think that we just have a group and we're not doing
anything. Okay, so caller, can you give one activity that the Brownhill Management Group is involved in?
They give.
Go ahead. Don't listen to your radio. Listen through the phone.
They give packages to persons in the community.
Just persons?
They give.
Young, old, in between, all across the community?
All across the community.
Dr. Pat Bartlett, what say you? Dr. Bartlett?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, what say you?
I said we can accept that answer.
I think so too.
All right, so caller,
Yes.
could you give us your name and number?
My name is Kyan Sadler and my number is 760.
Did you get the first name? I didn't quite.
Kyan Sadler.
Yes,
So-
760-0926.
All right. Thank you so much, Kyan. So you can collect your gift. You get a choice of a turkey or ham. Which one do you choose? Ham, all right. So, Kyan, you get a ham, and you can collect from the NRP headquarters. That's over there in Nelson Spring, okay? Are you able to do that tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yes,
All right. Merry Christmas when it comes.
thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank Dr. Bartlett, because she's the one who would have made this happen. And the NRP. All right, Kyan, thank you so much. Have a good night.
Pat, you've got another 2 minutes or so. What can we expect from you and the NRP in your constituency for the rest of 2021? Any activities planned?
Hello?
Yeah, I was asking for the rest of 2021. What can we expect from you in your constituency?
Oh, for 2021, we're going to have for the rest of this year. It's just the usual, like I said, looking after the people who are needy and single mothers. So I would be going out and distributing to the people who are needy and single mothers with dependent children.
Yes.
Care packages. And then after that, I'm just going to socialize with my people. So anyone within St. John who might be having a party, you'll have to invite me because I don't like to crash parties. But I to socialize and go to church and, in communion with my fellow Brownhillians and Tentonians. I'm just looking forward to a good time. It's not a lot of heavy lifting at this time of the year. It's just about socializing, making sure that all people are good.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us from the great parish and constituency of St. John's. All the best going forward.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
To all.
Same to you, Dr. Bartlett.
Bye.
Okay, so we'll be awaiting a call from, I almost said the rose among the thorns, but the thorn among the roses. Big Rowan Isles, we're waiting for your call. Please join us. And of course, you're out there in the community, you're in the diaspora. You're free to call, not only to answer the questions posed, but to share your thoughts, your hopes and aspirations for 2022. It's going to be a biggie on Nevis.
Yes, I agree. I totally believe that that's what's going to happen, because we believe very strongly that an election will be called within the coming weeks or months. It could be called tomorrow. I don't know about you, but I'm ready. They can call it tomorrow, whatever it is, but we're ready in the NRP. We just hope that the people of Nevis are ready, and we know that many have been crying out, many have been suffering. Dr. Bartlett said something, and it really stuck to me, stood out to me rather. We don't want our people to get confused. We don't want our people to get baffled. We don't want our people to get distracted. We want our people to remain focused. Speaking of focus, I'm told that
we've got Rohan Isles on the line. Big Rohan, good evening.
Good evening, JD. Good evening, manners. Happy holidays to you guys.
Oh, thank you very much. What's up with you?
I'm here listening to your voice at the NRP as we continue to do our best to amplify the voice of our constituents, hearing their issues and their concerns and even their ideas and plans and policies to move Nevis forward.
Excellent. So what do you want to share with us tonight? What has been happening so far in 2021? What are you looking forward to in 2022?
Well, man, realities of 2021 hasn't been a good one for many people. Of course, we recognize that it has been a tough last 2 years. It has been tough for the employed and the unemployed. It has been tough for single families. It has been tough for women-led homes. It has been tough for young men and women who are seeking employment. It has been tough for teachers and nurses. It has been a difficult and a challenging year. But as we continue to hold on to hope that better days are ahead of us, and with the desire and the recognition of change that can usher in a new dispensation, a new government, an NRP-led administration that would seek to put Nevisians back on a path to sustain prosperity. In St. George, we have been doing our bits and pieces. Of course, St. George having recognized themselves, as many would say, as the forgotten people. We have quite a bit of work to do in that constituency, but we're slowly chipping away at the difficulties. Of course, during the year we would have partnered with some businesses to distribute some care packages to the needy. As Dr. Bartlett would have stressed, our focus is on those who need, and whether they support the NRP system or neither of the two, that really isn't the deciding factor for us. Our business is to ensure that we provide to those in need, and so we continue to look at ways we can do that. Of course, we would have also given recognition to the men and women who would have served and continue to serve on the front line during this pandemic. And we, just gave some certificates and some small tokens. It may be small to us, but to them, and to let them know that we are thinking of them, we appreciate what they're doing, and we wish them well. That was instrumental for us. We also launched two specific awards for the Gingerland Secondary School as part of their graduation ceremony. Those two awards are going to be annual going forward. I'm very proud of that. Our signature program, of course, in Gingerland is My Community Cares, and the basis for that is to highlight how communities working together can build out stronger and more prosperous families. Of course, our whole intention in St. George is to redevelop St. George into that second town, and to build an area that is conducive for work, for play, for families to earn a living. And when I talk about earning a living, I am talking about sustained prosperity. That prosperity that can be passed on to children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I believe that our people have weathered a very difficult period, and they are deserving of a government that is truly looking forward to putting them first and working in the interest of putting them first. You know, when the electorate goes to the poll, they go to vote for a government that they are confident enough is going to work in their best interest, and to have plans and policies and ideas and focus direction that are going to be sound enough, strong enough to weather storms and challenges, and that they can come out of those challenges stronger and better for it. Unfortunately, we have not seen that. And you know, I've spoken time and time again about what should have happened, and I know had we had in our village government those three core principles that the international financial organizations and world leaders were saying we should have done for our people would have been done. That is to focus our energies on education, our energies and resources on providing liquidity for families so that they have some stability and some sense of purpose in their living, allowing them to be able to have at least some semblance of a normal life, and of course the innovation and technology. And when Adrian and I spoke, not last week, the week before, I did say that I think we are missing a trick in that because we are playing, a catch-up game, so to speak. We're not trying to see beyond or trying to see what is happening now. And I believe, as JD would have alluded to, there's so much more we can get from our partnership with the Taiwanese government. And one of those things is an innovation and technological and research center that allows our young people to harness the skills and talents that we know that they have. And the world economies are now being driven in that sphere. And so while we're doing the other things, the technical vocational, and I support that, I believe fully that we have got to begin to let our vision go beyond what is the now and to look well into the future. You see, there's some of us some of them who are concerned and preoccupied about winning an election. And I know for a fact the NRP is concerned about the generations to come, please.
Yes.
Yes, well, let me pop your question in, because I have a suspicion that it will be a bit of a challenging one. So let me pop it. The My Community Cares program in Gingerland recently launched 2 awards for the Gingerland Secondary School graduation. Name them. The My Community Cares program in Gingerland recently launched 2 awards for GSS graduation. Name them. And JD, as you see from the question, they recently launched. Mm-hmm. So persons in Gingerland may not be so au fait with them. So I wanted to get that in early. Call us 469-1616 or 469-1700, and you must be from St. George's, Gingerland.
And you will be winning a whole chicken. A whole chicken is your prize if you are the winner for this, or the person who answers this question correctly. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your time. St. George, this is your time to call in. We already have giveaways from St. Paul and St. John. We are now in the great constituency of St. George. Remember, 469-1616, 469-1700. Let's see if we can get some answers to Rohan's question this evening. And remember, we are doing something for each of the constituencies, so don't feel left out. If you haven't heard of yours as yet, your turn is coming.
While we await callers, of course, next we will move to constituency of St. Thomas. And finally, we will hear from the party leader. But we know it's going to be a little tricky getting the Honorable Cleone on the phone because she's having a big function in Cotton Ground this evening
tonight, yeah.
The lighting of the Christmas tree, where Livingston Jabada Lawrence, former Division Leeward Islander and West Indies B opening batsman. Gingerland, where are you? Question posed by Big Rohan Alves. Give us a call, 469-1616 and 469-1700.
Can we get the question again, Mr. Manners?
The My Community Cares program in Gingerland recently launched 2 awards for Gingerland Secondary School graduation. I think that was held on the 9th or somewhere around there. Name those 2 awards. Contributed by Rohan Alves, a representative for St. George constituency.
And while we await the response or the responses to that question, Rohan, what can we expect from you for the remainder of the year?
Well, to round out this year, we are going to have another distribution of care packages. We're currently getting those packages together. Won't be as much as the first one. However, we will seek to do another one early in the year, of course, recognizing that there are needy people among us.
Rohan,
I'm going to pay a visit to.
Rohan, can you just pause 1 second if you don't mind? We have a caller. Let's see if we can. We don't want to lose the caller. We want to hear from you, but we don't want to lose the caller. Caller, good evening.
Oh,
we lost that caller. We're so sorry. Please call back.
Chicken is on steak.
Please call back.
Technology failed us there. So let Rohan go ahead.
Yes, Rohan, go ahead.
Yeah, additionally, we are going to pay a visit to the senior citizens home there in St. George's.
Rohan, stick a pin, as my daughter likes to say. Caller, good evening. Caller, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Pleasant good evening to you. Are you from St. George?
No. I'm not calling for the competition or nothing like that.
With people, JD?
What happened? I called from Munchak last week and I promised to ask a few questions, but me not going to disturb the program. So
No.
Go ahead.
We want to hear from you.
Huh?
We want to hear from you. We're so happy that you called in all the way from the Emerald Isle. Have your say.
Well, really and truly, me kind of give up with politics. But after listening to J.D. Keynes and Ron Isles, like Thursday evening, and then they introduced the program for Monday. The first program, remember, 2 was not the studio, and then Ron me feel sick the first time around. So he never call. Me on the right track?
Yes, you are.
Right on, brother.
And then me want to be the first caller, but then Mr. Manners' cousin called, and he was the first caller. That's when the comrade leader and the doctor was on. So me just call, and then Cleon and thing was on last week, and we never hear politics. A long time we don't hear politics like this. But the whole point about it, this is the point now. You know, everybody listen to a sermon, but people hear things different. So me only just want to know if the people of Nevis really are here, what me here up here in Montreal.
Well, it's the same radio coming from Von Radio, the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean. But of course, you are a very enlightened caller. I've heard you in different radio programs, and we're trying to enlighten people around here. So we're still young in this program. I think it's our 5th program or thereabout. It's a work in progress, brother.
One question to JD.
I see you like JD a lot.
JD in the studio. JD in the studio because this advice that really pull me over to Van.
Yeah.
JD question. You did not on Thursday. Ron Eyes alone was on Thursday.
Correct.
But the Thursday before, you told the people, you all just don't vote for me because I'm cute. You remember that?
Yes, I do recall.
Yeah. JD, are you cute?
I would like to think so.
Tell him you can watch you on Facebook.
You can watch me on Facebook and YouTube and make that assessment for yourself.
Okay, one more question before me go. But we got plenty questions for us, yeah?
We're going to be here in the new year, so plenty of time.
Yes. One more question before me go. You see, NRP stifled by the bounce check. Let me call on the bounce check. You remember the bounce check when Dr. Douglas okay, the vote of no confidence. The year of the vote of no confidence. Right. So Dr. Douglas now they try every little thing in the book. And then the bounce check come up. And that they now become one sin like forever. So I got a remedy for erase that sin.
So
after the NRP.
New beginning, JD.
I want to weigh in here. Perhaps you can correct me if I'm wrong. You're referring to a situation that happened within the Nevis Island administration where the salary payments were not honored by the federal government, right?
Right. Exactly.
That is not something that I can say that the NRP or any member in the NRP can associate itself with, primarily because the NRP was not in a position of power in the Nevis Island administration, nor was the NRP even in a position of power within the federal parliament. Yes, it is no secret that the NRP would have been friendly with the Labour government of the time, but that is, exactly. I mean, NRP has been friendly. NRP is friendly with the current administration. NRP is friendly with the PAM administration from way back when. NRP has been friendly with all administrations in St. Kitts and Nevis, and this NRP has always said that we are willing to work with whomever is in government at the federal level as long as it benefits the people of Nevis, and the keywords are benefits the people of Nevis. And so of course the NRP will not be in favor, nor would we sanction something of that sort, whether it is for political mileage or not, because that's just not who we are. And so while I appreciate the question, I think it's a little bit unfair to attribute it to the Nevis Reformation Party, considering that we were not in a position of authority. I would think that the question really ought to be more directed to the persons who would have been in authority on St. Kitts at that time. We can't speak for anybody else, you know. We can go ahead.
JD, so that means just listen to just listen to Andy Markman.
I do. Sometimes it's a bit difficult, but I do.
Smoke screen.
Right, but then Andy Mark said that Nisbet sit down with the cabinet of the Dr. Doug, the Federation, and agree.
You know, and you know what else was also said by as you're referring to it on the mark, that there were investors, boatloads of investors out there waiting to come on stream to the business in Nevis had he been elected, and that has not happened as yet. And so I'm trying to say that we can't take everything that everyone says as face value. I said at the start of the show that I want persons to take up the budget and read it for themselves. Don't just take what I am telling you, what Mr. Manners, what Rohan Dr. Bartlett, the others are telling you. We want persons to, to decipher information for themselves. And so you're so correct that that is something that has been said. And I can also tell you that there are many other things that have been said that we've proven to not be true or have not come to realization. And so I want you to, take up these things and use a strainer when you're getting the information. But definitely, I thank you for your input, and I like this kind of input. I like this kind of engagement, and so I encourage you to call in some more. And just if you have friends over here on the island of Nevis, have a chat with them, and you can have a chat with us as well. Follow me on social media. That way you can see if I'm cute and chat with me.
but tell you something, Jerry. We strongly believe even right now that we don't get enemy already. By just even speaking to you all.
And you see, we need to change that. We need to change that. You know how many friends I have who I know are CCM supporters? But guess what? Am I going to stop talking to them because I know that they've always supported the CCM? No. I'm working to make sure that when they go in the booth or the days before the booth, that their hands start to tremble. And when they try to put the X by the opposition, by the government rather, that their hand trembles some more, and then it goes over, or it goes down to J.D. Keynes. And so that is what I'm working on. I'm not going to follow up with anybody because they have a difference of opinion. So you don't worry about that.
Okay, caller. We're at the...
And then we gone.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much for calling. We're at the bottom of the hour.
Mr. Manners, listen. This team, our very powerful team.
Very powerful.
You all only just need the people of Nevis only just to listen.
Okay.
Just to listen, because trust me, if we on the other side, me the shake.
Yep, I can tell you.
Now let me hold up the program no more.
All right, well, thank you so much.
This team is moving mountains. We can tell you that. Now, very interesting caller, JD. Of course, Rohan's questions still stand.
Yes.
But we're creeping up to 10 o'clock. We're into our last hour. We did say it might be a little dodgy to get Cleon Stapleton in. I think we have got her on the phone.
No, we have Rohan. Yes, Rohan is still on the phone. Yes.
Rohan, you're going to wind it down for us. Of course, we still have your question, and that's available for answering all the way up to 10 o'clock.
Let's repeat it, though. Let's repeat it for persons who may have just tuned in. So we are giving away a whole turkey to a resident of the St. George constituency.
That's chicken.
A whole chicken, sorry. Yes. To a resident of the St. George constituency if you answer this question. The question, Mr. Manners?
The My Community Cares program in Gingerland recently launched 2 awards for Gingerland Secondary School graduation. Name them. Could probably give a little hint.
Yes, Rohan. You come with this Cape question.
Yeah, well, sorry, the teacher in me.
The teacher in you.
Yes.
But Rohan, those questions will stand. We'll try to get answers.
Yeah, more than likely somebody will get the answer. They are named after one is named particularly after a well-known individual in St. George, and the other.
Rohan, stick up in. We have a caller. This might be the person with the answer. Caller, good evening.
Hello.
Hi, good evening. Are you from St. George?
Yes, but not living in St. George.
Okay, that's right. Go ahead. You can answer, and then you will have to identify the person in St. George who you'll give your gift to if you win.
Chelsea Claxton Medal for Courage to Persevere, and Renako Morton Medallion for Sports Excellency.
Awesome. You are spot on. Can we have your name, please? Camilla Sutton. All right.
Living there in Butlers from Hanley's Road.
So this is what you're going to do for us, please. Remember, it's a season of giving, and we are grateful that you called. But we really want someone who is in St. George to benefit from this. And so we give you the opportunity to gift it to someone, okay?
Okay.
All right. But you can collect tomorrow at NRP headquarters from 12.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
All right,
Happy
same to
holidays
you.
Too. Of course, the Renako Morton Medallion for Sports Excellence. Of course, born July 22nd, 1978. Died on Chances Road, March 4th, 2012. An outstanding West Indian cricketer. and Chelsea Claxton, who lost her life in her battle to cancer just recently. Medal for courage to persevere. And of course, both were students at the Gingerland Secondary School. 25 minutes to 10, that's all the time we've got. Honorable Cleone Stapleton Simmons over there at Cotton Ground. I think he's saying we still have Rohan on the line. So Rohan, we give you an opportunity to just wind down as we await the call from Honorable Cleone Stapleton Simmons.
Yeah, I'm going to leave with this. I agree. You know, the gentleman said that this is a powerful team. I constantly refer to the team as the powerful four and myself.
Your mother.
Referring to the women. And, you know, one of the things that was said, I just wanted to chime in here that the Observer released a story stating that the good leader of Nevis opposed the double salary in a cabinet meeting. So a lot of things are being said. Just want to put that out there too, seeing that we have a habit of trying to paint an army in a not so positive light. That came out as well. Happy holidays to you guys. Happy holidays to all the divisions at home and abroad. We look forward to a wonderful 2022. God bless.
Same to you and the family, Rohan.
Thank you.
Okay, we've got 24 minutes. JD, is there any way we can get both persons on the line? Honorable Cleone Stapleton and Dr. Janice?
The thing is, if we do that, though, we won't be able to get the caller. Yes. Okay. So if I know Cleone may be having a difficult time. Cleone, if you're able to call, now is the perfect time. Mr. Manners, I would want to suggest that if we don't hear from Honorable Cleone in the next 2 minutes, we try for
party leader.
Yes, because Cleone did indicate, Honorable Cleone Stapleton Simmons, she did indicate that she has another engagement. You know, she's very active in her constituency, and they are having that tree lighting over in Cotton Ground. But we have a question, a backup question, just in case, because you know we have to look out for each other in the NRP. And so if we don't hear from Cleone, we're going to go right ahead and ask the question, and then we'll have Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge, our party leader, calling in and closing out the program tonight.
Wonderful. Okay, so Honorable Cleone, we know there's lots of noise, lots of revelry over there at the Cotton Ground Playfield. If you can squeeze in a call amidst your busy duties, do that. If not, then we await the party leader, the Honorable Janice Daniel Hodge.
So I'm going to go ahead and ask the question for St. Thomas in the meantime. And so this question is, when was the Honorable Cleone Stapleton Simmons sworn in as a Member of Parliament? When was the Honorable Cleone Stapleton Simmons sworn in as a Member of Parliament? If you are from the St. Thomas constituency and you know the answer, give us a call, 869-469-1616, 869-469-1700, and you can win yourself a prize, courtesy Honorable Cleone Stapleton Simmons and the Nevis Reformation Party.
So we await your call. And if we're not able to join the Honorable Cleone Stapleton Simmons, then we're asking the party leader to call us. We're just 22 minutes moving up on 10 o'clock.
Sounds good.
It's been an exciting night so far with winners. And we've got other takeaways. We've got someone on the line. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Hi.
Good evening. Are you from St. Thomas's?
Yes.
Awesome. Do you have the answer for us?
No. I'm not from them.
You're not from St. Thomas?
No.
Oh my, we need the person who wins this has to be from St. Thomas, if you don't mind, okay? So perhaps you can call your friend from St. Thomas and give them the answer. All right? Listen to the phone, not through the radio. Okay. All right. So the question again, when was the Honorable Cleone Stapleton Simmons sworn in as a Member of Parliament?
We have to give away something on behalf of the Honorable Member, even if she's unable to call because of her busy schedule.
All right, up next we have a turkey. We didn't give away the turkey yet, right? No, so this one will be a turkey. Come on, guys, if you're from St. Thomas, call in. When was the Honorable Cleone Stapleton Simmons sworn in as a Member of Parliament? We are in a festive mood here on Your Voice with the NRP. And Mr. Manners said earlier, you can tell from his shirt, if you're looking online, you can tell from his shirt that he's in quite a festive mood. I'm in green. And you'll see me in a lot of green going forward. A lot of green going forward. But don't fool yourself, you know. I'll wear my blue and my pink and my red, but I'm green at heart. That's okay. That's okay. When was the Honorable Cleon Stapleton Simmons sworn in as a member of Parliament? We go to the phone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Are you from St. Thomas's?
I used to live there, but I'm not living there now.
All right. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have you answer the question, and if you are correct in your response, you will have to identify someone in St. Thomas who you will give the prize to, okay?
Okay.
All right. Go right ahead.
September the 4th, 2020.
Not quite, not quite. We want you to try again. You have the year correct, but the date is incorrect. All right. So when was she sworn in as a member of Parliament? Okay. Sworn in as a member of Parliament. So I want you to try again. All right. Thank you for calling. 869-469-1616, 869-469-1700. Mr. Manners, can we try to get Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge on the line?
Well, certainly. We'd like to hear from the leader, Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge. Give us a call. We've got 20 minutes, rather 19 minutes to the hour.
Yes, and so the question for Honorable Cleon Stapleton Simmons still stands, and that is, when was the Honorable Cleon Stapleton Simmons sworn in as a member of Parliament? Somehow I believe the residents of St. Thomas are all in cotton ground right now, you know. I believe Cleo would have taken all of them with her to cotton ground for that Christmas tree lighting. But like the person before, you can be from St. Thomas and give it to someone. Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge, you can call in the meantime, because we definitely don't want to close out the program without hearing from you. Mr. Manners, I really like this. It has been interesting. It has been interesting. I like that we are able to give away. But I don't want us to lose sight of what Dr. Patricia Bartlett said earlier. I think she was just spot on, absolutely spot on, when she said, you know, we really want to help persons who would not have had an opportunity to receive anything this year. We go to the phone lines. We have a caller.
Good evening. Is it April 18, 2020?
Are you from St. Thomas? Hello?
Hello?
I know you asked me the question first, but I'm asking you, are you from St. Thomas's?
Connection.
Connection, okay. All right, connection. All right, give your answer again, please.
It's April 18, 2020.
That is correct. So congratulations. Can I have your name? But the rule is you will have to give it to someone in the St. Thomas constituency. Your connection. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Give it to your connect. But can I have your name, please? Hello?
Hey, Andrew Dorr.
Andrew Dorr. All right. So I want you to stop by the NRP headquarters over there in Nelson Spring tomorrow from 12 and collect your prize. It's a turkey, and you'll give it to your connect. Okay?
Thanks, Judy.
All right. Have a good evening and happy holidays.
Same to you.
All right, bye. Awesome. We got 4 prizes down. We're now waiting to hear from our party leader. For those of you who are wondering, the Honorable Cleon Stapleton Simmons is in fact at a Christmas tree lighting in Cotton Ground, so we excuse her this evening. We have a caller. Good evening.
Ooh. Lost that person on the line again. I would imagine that's Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge trying to call in. We'll await her call. She's trying again. So you've got 4 winners. Could you tell us who the winners are?
Sure. So winner number... Yes, we have a caller. Okay, yes. So let's go to the phone line. We yield to the caller.
I want you to stop by the NRP.
Don't listen to the radio, guys. Listen to the phone. Turn down your radio and listen to the phone. Hi, good evening.
Good evening. This is Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge. How are you?
Welcome.
Hi, Dr. Daniel. Good night.
Okay. I am not calling to win the prize for St. Thomas's.
I would hope not.
To say good evening to everyone. Are you hearing me? Okay.
Yes, we're hearing you clearly.
Yes, so good evening to everyone. It has been a really hectic month, this month of December. We have had lots going on. I know that we have just a short amount of time now, but I must say Merry Christmas to the folks over here in Newcastle, the Newcastle Bay Foundation. They were able this past weekend to continue something that we have been doing for several years now, which is to ensure that the fishers have a lovely Christmas lunch. That was Saturday. And of course, we also made sure that as many families as we could had some cheer and some reason to be joyful for the Christmas season with the NRP Christmas party. So happy to be on tonight. I have been listening, and it's really exciting. Your voice with the NRP is something that we have grown to look forward to, because it's really an opportunity to listen to everyone and then present the different perceptions in different ways. I cannot go much farther without joining my voice with the others who have expressed commendation to all of those involved with the opening of the Pinnis Park. It is something that would, change and uplift the landscape of Nevis. We are hoping that, in the upcoming year, we can look forward to many other ribbon cuttings that would have significant impact on the lives of the people here in Nevis. That was Sunday. I was not able to attend. Unfortunately, I was a bit under the weather. No pun intended.
We're all under the weather.
Not at all, no. But definitely, I think this is something that is significant, and we should all embrace it and enjoy it as a vision. And so, when we look at developing Nevis, we have to look at it in a holistic way. And it's not just simply about work. We must also embrace opportunities for us to have passive recreation. And I am quite pleased to see that the Honorable Malcolm Gishard the honor was bestowed upon him. I think it was quite deserving and quite fitting that the park was named in his honor. And it just goes to show that when people have a vision of how they would like to see Nevis develop, it may not happen right away, but in the long run, that vision would come into reality. And so I was quite pleased to see that the park was named on his behalf and in his honor. I'm moving along quite quickly, and I could understand the situation with Honorable Cleo Stapleton Simmons. I myself was at a Christmas tree lighting tonight in Fountain, and was there for a while. I was quite pleased to see the number of persons who came out to that Christmas tree lighting. A number of children were there having a good time, and it's really a lot to do with building community spirit and having something for the children to look forward to.
Yes.
And just as we do these Christmas tree lightings and the children so look forward to these activities, we also must recognize that the youth in our country and the women and those people who have not worked for a long time, we must provide that hope that they can have something to look forward to, if not this year, in the years to come.
Yes.
And this is something that we look at with regards to the Nevis Reformation Party. We look at things in a holistic way and try to ensure that when we look at the development of Nevis, it is in a manner that we can all benefit. Some people speak about the quality of life, and some feel that the visions live have a very high standard of living. But I must say that I am aware that a number of persons would have to work maybe 2 jobs, maybe 3 jobs, in order to make ends meet. And what we're saying is that we should be able to provide the type of employment opportunities where people can work a steady job, 8 to 4 or 8 to 5, and be able to go home and spend time with their families and spend time, helping their children with their homework, etc. And so this, 2 and 3 job situation Isn't that something that we feel is what the people of Nevis deserve? And so when we talk about creating job opportunities, we have to ensure that people can have enough time to really enjoy their lives and not be working from morning until night.
Yeah.
These are the kind of things that we will want to be able to address. And definitely our youth. There are a number of youth who are out of sixth form, out of CSBC, and really no hope, no opportunities. And this is Christmas season. It's a season of hope and joy, and we just want to let people know that we recognize the concern. And it's not so much about an individual. I listened to a radio show earlier, and I was listening to a comparison between leaders and what type of leader would be best suited, or what type of leader would the people gravitate towards. And what I must say is that NRP is a party that represents inclusivity. NRP is a party, we work as a team. And we run into problems when we put all of our trust and faith in an individual rather than looking at the complement and the team and what a team can bring forth to the people of Nevis. And so at the end of the day, we must understand that it's the compassion and the care that we have for others that would really direct our decision making and would really help us to put Nevis back on a path to prosperity. I'm not going to politics all night. I want my constituents in St. James to also have an opportunity to win. And so I am going to give them an option to win one of three prizes. They can have the case of drinks, they can have the turkey, or they can have the ham. And I think you have the question, JD or Mr. Manners?
Yes,
JD,
yes.
Go right ahead.
All right, okay, drum roll! We are in the festive mood. So, now, Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge has been busy in the constituency of St. James, and she recently held poem competitions throughout her constituency. So we want you to name at least two of the persons who won the poem competitions. So Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge recently held poem competitions in the parish of St. James. Name at least two of the persons who won the poem competitions. So we need two. There were more than two. We only need two.
And JD and Dr. Hodge, with your indulgence, I'm also in the giving mood tonight, so I have a ham that I want to give away, and since we've only got about 8 minutes to go, I want my question to run parallel with, I think we got a call already?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the lines then.
Good evening. Are you from St. James?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. Can we have the answer?
Ermin Griffin and Kenroy Warner.
Oh, wow. Wonderful, wonderful. What's your name?
Simalita Jeffers.
Man, you're on the ball. Simalita Jeffers. Okay, so
Yes, I'm Brooklyn.
What we want you to do is to collect your prize from NRP headquarters tomorrow, anytime after 12, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening and happy holidays.
And happy holidays also to you all.
Which one would you like, the ham, the turkey, or the case of drinks? Oh, we would have lost her. So Dr. Daniel Hodge, just bear in mind that we didn't have, the person didn't identify, so you bring all three and then we figure it out. Mr. Manners, your question.
Yes, in the interest of time, and Dr. Hodge, people have really been following your activities. The caller was spot on. So we got a caller?
Yes.
I think we've got another caller on the line.
Good evening.
Hi, good night.
Hi, good night.
The answer is Kenroy Warner Bricklin and Ermin Griffin Butlers.
So guess what? You are correct. However, Simalita Jeffers was a little bit quicker on the dial than you, okay?
But I think Dr. Daniel Hodge, though, said that she could have an option, right?
Stay on the line. Stay on the line, because we have another question for another giveaway. Mr. Manners, what's your question?
Okay.
Maybe you can try your hand at this one.
See if I can bring it up on the phone here. My question, and it's for Ham. During 2021, we lost a former minister who served in the first Nevis Island administration. Give his name and the village in which he was born. During 2021, we lost a former minister who served in the first Nevis Island administration. Give his name and the village in which he was born. We've got 5 minutes to go.
Do you want to try?
I'll call back.
Okay, no problem, no problem.
Dr. Hodge still on the line?
Okay, let me try.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it Arthur Evelyn Butler's?
You're spot on.
Oh my goodness.
You're spot on for Ham. Arthur Evelyn, First Minister of Agriculture in Nevis, 1983 to 1987. Born June 25th, 1928. Died August 13, 2021. Buried on August 22nd.
What's your name? Oh, sorry.
Responsible for lands, housing, labor and tourism. And he was the minister when the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation was established.
Wow. What's your name?
Arlene David.
Oh! Congratulations, Arlene.
Thank you, love.
And you won yourself a ham. And this one is courtesy Mr. Manners. He's in the giving mood.
Thank you.
So you can collect it tomorrow from NRP headquarters, okay?
All right, thank you. Have a good evening.
You too, and happy holidays. Good evening to all of my people over there in St. James. You know, part of me is from St. James, you know, Mr. Manners.
I know.
Dr. Daniel Hodge, are you still there?
Have we still got Dr. Hodge on the
Mr.
line?
Manners'
Yes, she is.
question was for butlers as well.
Hello? We didn't hear that.
No, I said it was a coincidence that your question was about St. James's as well.
Oh, like yours.
Yes.
Well, you got two winners from St. James.
So St. James is representing big tonight.
Big time.
That's what you have to say right there.
Oh, you're from under the weather now. You're full of chat.
Listen, it's nothing like support and encouragement to really give you strength, no matter in your weakest moment. You know, and once you have that support and that encouragement, that is good. So I'm quite happy. So it's Shamalita Jeffers and
Arlene David.
Corinne David. All right, well, congratulations.
Arlene, yes.
Congratulations to the winners, and I'm happy that persons were able to call in. And in the new year, we have lots more in store. I look forward to continuing the appreciation breakfast, and the poems were a part of the appreciation breakfast, and persons would have expressed the gratitude for being able to, recall some memories about their villages. And so, it's really been a good effort, a good showing, and I look forward to continuing that next year in camps. We're going to be in camps area next, and then we're going to have the grand finale in Newcastle.
Nice.
So we look forward to having those coming up next year. But at the end of the day, we're really looking out for all of the people of Nevis and understand that we must care for each other, for everyone. And just as an indication of when we speak about inclusivity in RP, we do the appreciation breakfast, and everyone is invited to come, participate in the competition. And so that just gives an indication that we're really serious when we say that, we are open and we accept everyone who is willing to come. Like Dr. Bartlett would have said earlier, we would want to be able to help spread some cheer to some people in the constituencies, various constituencies. And it's really not a time when everything is prosperous and we can reach out to everyone. Those who are in need are the ones that we would want to be able to reach and to bring a little cheer, at least allow them to have a nice Christmas dinner.
Yes.
That is what NRP is about. And so thank you very much for allowing me to wrap up the show. I'll give you 1 second to finish up.
Thank you very much. We've got a second, and what's an absolute pleasure, JD, to have
Yes.
had you in the studio.
Yes.
And, of course, to have Dr. Patricia Bartlett calling in, Dr. Rohan Isles. Of course, Cleon could not be with us. But closing it out, the party leader.
Yes.
It has been a fantastic night. And, of course, as I said earlier in the show, we lost so many outstanding people in 2021, Arthur Evelyn, and coming all the way down. I'm so happy for people like you. Your final words, JD, and then or DJ will close us out with Gramps Morgan.
We want to thank everyone who would have supported us tremendously throughout this year, and we ask for your continued prayers and support. We say a big thank you to the staff here at the Eastern Caribbean's Powerhouse Vaughan Radio for facilitating us. Thank you so much to Mr. Herbert and his team. We wish each and every one of you a very Merry Christmas and a bright and prosperous 2020. Remember to tune in to Speak Up this Thursday when Rohan Isles and I will be on. Happy holidays, everyone.
Merry Christmas to everyone. Remember, this is our last in-studio program, but we'll have something for you next week. And of course, January, you've got a date every Monday moving forward. Thank God for people like you.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.